Jack Smith's Deposition, Part 17. Classified Documents. Welcome to Law and Society. What I'm doing is breaking down Jack Smith's deposition into digestible chunks so we can go through and remember what happened on, before, and after January 6, 2021. The reason why I'm doing it is because Donald Trump and his lackeys will not stop trying to rewrite this history. And they keep calling it a day of love, keep trying to rewrite what actually happened. And so it is incumbent upon the rest of us Americans to remind one another and be reminded that Donald Trump incited an insurrection on January 6th in an attempt to distract and delay the certification of the 2020 election votes in a conspiracy to defraud the United States and its people of their right to vote. And that is what happened. That is what we need to keep reminding each other. No matter how many times Donald Trump tries to rewrite history, we cannot let it happen. So I will read the questions first and then Jack Smith's answer. This is an interesting episode because we're going to be talking about the classified documents case, which Jack Smith has not talked about so far in the deposition because of Eileen Cannon's injunction. But in this episode, we see that the questions being asked are directly derived and referencing the indictment which was made public. And so Jack Smith can read off of the indictment as part of the record, of the congressional record. Question: sticking to the indictment, can you summarize for us the efforts that the defendant took to conceal the boxes of classified documents in Mar-a-Lago? Smith: sure. So paragraph 53 references the fact that a grand jury subpoena was issued on 11th of May and that two attorneys representing Donald Trump informed him of the subpoena and that he authorized them to accept service. So he was on notice of the subpoena at that point. 11 days later, Walt Nauta, who was his body man and previously Donald Trump's valet at the White House, went into the storage room, which was the landing place, the last place for these boxes, and left 34 minutes later carrying one of President Trump's boxes. The next day is the day that Donald Trump met with his attorneys to discuss the subpoena, and they told him they would need to search for the subpoenas and provide a certification to show that they were in compliance with the subpoena. And below that is a number of statements that one of those attorneys memorialized that Donald Trump said during the conversation, and paragraph 56 would be as well. Donald Trump confirmed his understanding that one of those attorneys would return to the club on June 2nd to search for any documents with classification markings to satisfy the subpoena. And Donald Trump indicated that he actually wanted to be there that day when he returned to look at the boxes. He took the second attorney. That second attorney didn't need to be there. And so after that meeting, he actually planned to depart Mar-a-Lago, but then he changed his summer plans to be there on the 2nd. So question. So it sounds like you were able to determine the evidence showed from this indictment that Mr. Trump directed Mr. Nauta to remove the boxes of documents from the storage room in Mar-a-Lago. Is that correct? Smith: yes. Correct. Question: and how many boxes in total did Nauta remove from the storage room in Mar-a-Lago? Smith: I believe, as it says in paragraph 59, between 23rd May and I think June 2nd, he removed at Trump's direction a total of 64 boxes and brought them to the Trump residence. Question: and just to confirm, Mr. Nauta moved these boxes just a day after Trump met with his attorneys about responding to the grand jury subpoena. Is that correct? Smith: yes. He actually, the first day that is listed here is in paragraph 54 when he moved the first box. And then yes. So then if you look at paragraph 59, section A, 3 boxes were moved on the 24th. On the 30th, Trump and Nauta spoke by phone for 30 seconds. And shortly after that, over a period of the next less than 2 hours, Nauta moved another 50 boxes from the storage room. That same day, there was a text exchange between Nauta and the president's wife, and in that she was saying that we're not going to have room for all these boxes on the plane. And Mr. Nauta replied, I think he wanted to pick from them. I don't imagine him wanting to take the boxes. He told me to put them in the room that he was going to talk to you about them. And then, on the first, 11 more boxes were moved out of the storage room. Question: so do you mind summarizing that piece for us so we understand exactly how many boxes were left in the sunroom? Smith, paragraph 63 summarizes that between May 23rd and June 2nd, Nauta, at Trump's direction, moved 64 boxes from the storage room to the residence. And then afterwards, Nauta and De Oliveira returned to the storage room only 30 boxes. Question: what's the significance of moving these boxes just before June 2nd, 2022? Smith: because Donald Trump was on notice that his attorney was going to search that room, search for those classified documents in that room. And in between the time he was put on notice of that and the time that he actually did that, at Donald Trump's direction, 64 boxes were taken out, but only 30 were returned. Question: just to make it clear for the record, why can't you answer anything that's not clear in this indictment? Smith: unless there's another public filing about it, my understanding is that I can't discuss issues like that due to the injunction. Question: do the evidence show Mr. Trump attempted to or tried to direct someone else to delete security camera footage at Mar-a-Lago? Smith: yes. Question: and then following the FBI grand jury obtaining surveillance video, can you explain what happened? And this is referenced in paragraph 89. Smith: sure. The FBI executed a search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. The search warrant was authorized. The FBI did search and seize, among other things, all classified documents. Question: and during the execution of this court-authorized search of Mar-a-Lago in Florida, did the FBI actually seize any documents with classified markings? Smith: yes. They seized 102 documents with classified markings. And I stated that what it means if a document is top secret, and I said it is grave damage to the national security. Actually, a top secret document, and I'm looking at paragraph 14A, is information that reasonably could be expected to cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security. Secret is grave damage to the serious damage to national security. Question: what is your response to statements made accusing the FBI of harassing Mr. Trump in the aftermath or after the FBI conducted its court-authorized search of Mar-a-Lago? Smith: I don't think those statements are accurate. The search of the Mar-a-Lago Social Club was conducted pursuant to a warrant, a search warrant, as Department of Justice and FBI does every day, continues to do every day. It was approved by a United States magistrate, and you need to have a factual support for that basis and need a reason to believe that the evidence of a crime would be recovered and probable cause to believe it would be recovered at locations you're asking to search based on the facts. Question: would you say that President Trump had multiple opportunities to return the classified documents he had retained back to the federal government voluntarily? Smith: yes. So that is the section of Jack Smith's deposition that we get to hear and put into the congressional record what happened in the classified documents case. Jack Smith can't talk more about it because of Eileen Cannon's injunction. And with that, I end this section of Jack Smith's deposition. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and come back for more. We have a few more episodes to go. Take care, everybody.